was alleged. It's page 25. Page 28. Mr. McLyman said, okay, as far as I guess the state's motion right now, are you holding it in abeyance until? And I said, well, I'm granting it. I'm granting the motion in part specifically as to conduct that occurred in 2023. Okay? So conduct that occurred in 2023, the acts of violence between the parties, the rival gangs, I find is admissible collateral crime evidence is being inextricably intertwined. Okay, very good. Let's get going. Let's bring in the detective. Oh, yeah, go bring the jury in.
All set, Judge?
Yep.
All rise.
Okay, very good. Everyone have a seat. State card next witness.
State Paul Detective Richard Neer. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, would you state your name for the jury?
Yeah, good morning. It's Detective Richard Neer,
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with JSO?
9 years.
What is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Gang Investigations Unit.
What assignments did you have in advance of your gang assignment?
Prior to that, I was assigned to a community crime response team. It's a violent crime task force that patrols the city. Prior to that, I rode the east side patrol, which would be like the east side of downtown Jacksonville.
Did you have the opportunity when you were actually a patrol officer in advance of that to patrol different neighborhoods in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And what neighborhoods were those, if you recall?
The main neighborhoods would have been out east and Springfield.
When you say out east, what does that mean to a layperson not from Jacksonville?
So the out east area of Jacksonville is well known for its the gang territory for the criminal gang 1200 out east.
And so did you become familiar with that area out east in 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that title 1200 and out east, does it relate to or refer to an area where the people live?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also refer to a moniker for their gang association?
Yes.
If someone from out east was a member of 1200, is that a fair or accurate representation of their membership?
Yes.
In addition to patrolling some of these areas, now that you've become a gang detective, what do your day-to-day duties or activities look like in that role?
So our day-to-day duties is we monitor the gang and the members along with their associates. We also purge them if they no longer meet Florida state statutes. That is simply like undocumenting them, where the status of a gang member is no longer on them through NCIC and FCIC records. We also conduct custom notifications. This is where we take community outreach and influential people in the community out to troubled youth and at-risk adults' homes and offer them a way out.
When you were mentioning that you document or undocument members, tell me about that process. You said you document based on statute. What is that statute?
Yes, ma'am. It's 874.
And what do you do?
Overall, go ahead.
What is it that you're following as a guide in order to document a gang member?
There's 11 of the criteria that's laid out in the statute. Some of them are like admits to criminal gang membership, physical evidence, tattoos, style of dress. They associate with one or more known criminal gang members, or they're in the presence of, like with them in traffic stops and stuff like that. Their parents or guardian can say that they're a part of a gang, and there's probably a couple more.
As it relates to documenting a gang member, is there a different process for essentially seeing if a person meets the criteria to be a gang member versus being a gang associate?
Yes, ma'am. To become a gang member, you have to meet 2 or more of the 11 criteria outlined in 874, and to be an associate, you just have to meet one of the criteria.
And you indicated that that criteria includes admitting your membership or role in that gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it frequent that during the course of your investigations, gang members or their associates will admit to such, that they are involved in a gang or that they are members?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your duties also include undocumenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us a little bit more about that process. I don't know that the jury understands what FCIC and NCIC is. What is that?
Yes, so NCIC is a national database, and FCIC is a Florida database. Whenever you run somebody's driver's license or run a person in those databases, it will come up and show you that they are a documented gang member within the state of Florida, and it'll tell you the gang that they're documented under.
Why would there be an undocumenting of a gang member? How does that happen?
They no longer meet Florida state statutes.
And do you continue, is it an ongoing process with either documenting or undocumenting?
Yes, ma'am. We investigate them, and if they continue the status within the gang, we continue to document them.
Did you and the members of your gang unit attend any particularized training as it relates to gang investigations?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What particular training did you attend?
I've gone to 2 of the Florida gang investigation conferences where they've taught beginner and intermediate levels of gang investigations. I've also attended violent crime and gang investigation conferences. I've also attended technology conferences that deals with cell phone towers and that type of stuff while tracking gangs.
When you attend these types of trainings, is that a more generic style of training or educating you on gangs in general?
Yeah, generally, they kind of, the Florida ones will tend to guide towards Florida state statutes and stuff like that. And then the ones that are not Florida-based, they teach you like what they're doing across the country as far as how they're investigating and what they're seeing.
These types of trainings, do they provide you specific intel or knowledge as it relates to Jacksonville gangs, or is that something that you learn just based on your experience day to day?
Based on my training and experience day to day.
Are you assigned to a particular gang or group in the Jacksonville area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what gang are you actually assigned to investigate?
ATK.
What does ATK stand for?
There's various different reasons, but the reason that has been told to me was AC's top killers.
So ask him the proper predicate regarding based upon his experience and training.
Based upon the training and experience that you have day to day, have you learned what ATK stands for?
Yes.
Objection or calls for hearsay.
Overall, go ahead.
If
Yeah.
I may add, Your Honor, this witness has not been qualified as an expert at this point, so he cannot testify to hearsay.
Do you wish to voir dire him on his qualifications?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I wait until she attempts to
No,
qualify him.
do it now.
No problem. Good morning. It's still morning. Good morning, Officer Neer, Detective Neer.
How are you?
Good morning. You said you've been with JSO for about 9 years.
Yes, ma'am.
In your 9 years that you've been with JSO, you have not been working with gangs the entire time, correct?
That is correct.
So you've only been investigating gangs for about 3 years.
Correct.
All right. In the gang unit, there are about 12 detectives total.
Yes.
Is that accurate? And each detective has a specific assignment for a particular gang that's in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the gang that you're assigned to is ATK.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your training and experience as it relates to gangs, I want to talk about before you ever became an officer. You were never a member of a gang, right?
No, ma'am.
So you don't have any personal experience related to gangs.
I do not.
All right. You attended Edward Waters College, right, in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And your degree's in criminal justice?
Correct.
You didn't have any sort of specialization in gangs while you studied criminal
Not there.
justice? You did not?
Not there.
Okay. Did you have a specialization in gangs in any other degree or education?
Through the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, I have.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I mean, just mean like as far as education, any sort of master's degree or?
I do not. No.
Okay. And you didn't study or focus on gangs at all while you studied for your criminal justice degree? Not
That's
just
correct.
Jacksonville gangs specifically?
That's correct.
Okay. So your training, you have attended two, I'll say, groups of training as it relates to gangs while you were a detective in Jacksonville, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be the HIDA trainings?
HIDA, yes, ma'am.
HIDA trainings?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is the Florida Gang Conference, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to go through those in kind with you.
Okay.
So starting with the HIDA trainings. That stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, right?
Yes, ma'am. I believe it's a federal agency.
Okay. And they put on these trainings for officers to attend.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and those classes are given by specific instructors. Are those instructors detectives or officers that investigate gangs?
Generally, they're gang detectives from other parts of the United States and sometimes Florida.
Okay. Those are not other detectives that are going to have expertise in Jacksonville gangs. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't know their expertise.
Okay. You never took any specific training with HIDA that highlighted Jacksonville gangs?
No, ma'am. It was just a street gangs class.
Okay. And you took between 2 and 3 of those classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't remember exactly when you took those trainings, do you?
Sometime within, I would say, probably took one within when I was on the community problem response team, and then the other 2 I'd probably taken while I was been a member of the gang unit.
Okay. The curriculum, you said that it doesn't focus on Jacksonville gangs, and you don't really touch anything related to Jacksonville gangs in those trainings. Is that accurate?
I would say no.
Okay. It's not accurate, or you don't?
It's not accurate.
Okay.
They do touch on Jacksonville gangs because the class is being hosted in Jacksonville, but the whole class is not about Jacksonville gangs.
Okay, and is it your testimony that there are detectives that are teaching you the specifics of Jacksonville gangs in those trainings?
Just trends that they've seen in Jacksonville. I wouldn't say they're teaching us strictly about a Jacksonville gang as much as like the crimes that street gangs and other people that we can see.
Okay. All right, the Florida Gang Conference. You've been to 2 of those, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are courses where at the end of them you get sort of a participation certificate,
Yes.
and you've received those. You completed the courses?
Yes, ma'am.
And those courses also have no emphasis on Jacksonville gangs?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and now inside your specific experience at JSO as a detective, you didn't investigate gangs as a patrol officer, is that right?
That's correct.
And the community response team, they don't investigate gangs specifically, right?
No, ma'am.
You already mentioned you don't personally know anyone that's been in a gang. Drill rap, you would say, is an important piece of this as well, right?
It could be, yes.
You don't listen to drill rap outside of when you're working, when you have to.
I listen to it for my job, yes.
Right, only for your job.
Correct.
You're not a fan of it. It's not something that you have attempted to understand outside of when you're investigating these gangs?
I would say I understand it so I can do my daily duties as a gang detective.
Correct, and let me be more specific. Your only attempts at understanding it are in your role as a detective?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and it's your understanding that there's no hierarchy in these gangs. That's your understanding?
And what, I'm sorry?
In Jacksonville gangs?
It depends on what kind of Jacksonville gang you're
So are
speaking
you
of.
asking him about his opinion? Because this is limited to voir dire regarding
Correct.
his qualifications. So are you now going to elicit his opinion?
No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
eliciting
sounds like
his.
you are.
If I can respond, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer the question.
Okay. In your experience, you have not understood that there's any sort of hierarchy in these Jacksonville gangs?
It would depend on what Jacksonville gang you're speaking of.
Okay, is it your testimony that in your experience you've learned that there are some gangs that have hierarchies in Jacksonville?
There is, yes, ma'am.
Okay. you wouldn't be able to, you have not learned in your experience or your training about any sort of initiation that these gangs in Jacksonville may have?
Once again, it would depend on the gangs you're speaking about.
I'm speaking specifically about the gangs related to this case. So I'll list them: ATK, 1200, SixBlock, those gangs.
I'm not sure about any of initiation into those gangs, no ma'am.
That's not something that you've learned in your experience.
No ma'am.
That's not something that you could testify to the jury about.
Correct.
You've never written any sort of publication on gangs in general or specifically Jacksonville gangs?
I have not.
You're not even quite really sure what a publication is as it relates to your expertise. Is that accurate?
Like, yeah, what would you mean by publication? Like a book?
A book or some sort of article where you've done research and gathered information to teach other people about?
I would say that our field investigative reports and documenting gangs and gang members would be a publication as to I've written about gangs.
Well, I'm not asking what you write about in your investigations. I'm asking about scholarly things that have been published and peer-reviewed from other experts.
No, ma'am, I've never written a book or a news article or anything of that
Okay.
nature.
You've never read any publications on gangs either?
Just stuff to do on my daily duties.
You've never, you said, written any books. You've never read any books on gangs either, have you?
I have not.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I don't have any other questions at this time. I don't know if you want me to make arguments or. Okay.
Detective, when you attend the trainings or conferences on gangs, when you're receiving those presentations, are they related to the bigger gangs that are commonly known across the country, the Bloods, the Crips, that type of thing?
Yes, ma'am, generally.
Are these programs nationally recognized and presented at agencies across the nation?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to your specific publication or publicizing of the information that you collect in your day-to-day duties, do you or any members of your unit make it a regular practice to publicize or publish articles based on the tactics that you use to make arrests and develop cases of criminal gang members?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Would that be harmful to your case or investigation to do so?
Yes.
As it relates to your attending these conferences, are those mechanisms of continuing legal education for techniques in tracking gangs?
Yes.
As it relates to those same conferences, do you obtain information as it relates to new technologies, new tactics?
Pardon me?
I'm objecting to leaving.
Overall, go ahead.
Do you obtain information as it relates to new technology or new tactics that are being seen across the nation with other agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you attending those conferences for the purpose of learning information about the gangs in Jacksonville specifically?
No, ma'am. We attend those conferences to try to become better detectives in the investigations that we conduct in Jacksonville.
As it relates to the gangs in the Jacksonville area, do you and essentially the active members of that gang believe that you have the most knowledge about the ATK gang?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the other members of your unit, do you work with them or alongside of them when you're investigating ATK-related crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the point of contact if an ATK gang member or associate is believed to have been involved in any crime in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be the same for all other detectives in their assigned gangs?
Yes, it would.
As it relates to the other assigned gangs, specifically related to this case of 1200, ATK, and SixBlock as a total, are you all required to still be familiar with the other gangs despite your assignment to one specific group?
Yes, ma'am. We have to have general knowledge of all of the gangs in Jacksonville. Just when if something was to happen and I was the one that was up and available, that I would have to respond and have the general knowledge to give the intelligence to other investigating detectives about what occurred.
And when you say if you were the one that was up, are you actively on call as a member of the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Do each of the detectives in that unit hold the same responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
If called to a scene, are they required to understand the neighborhood, the parties involved, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are facts that need developed as it relates to ATK, 1200, or SixBlock, are the members of your gang unit called to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much of your workday, day to day, is dedicated to working gang cases?
All day. That's we only deal with gangs.
And you develop that knowledge, you indicated before, by doing what on a day-to-day basis?
Just investigating them through social media, through music videos, and other means.
By other means, without telling me what is said, do you also interview the members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you interview the family members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another individual that you can think of that has more particularized knowledge about the Jacksonville gangs than yourself and your associates as it relates to the gangs?
Sustain the objection.
Do you commit your job day to day to working up not only the information about the gangs in Jacksonville as a whole, but ATK?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I would tender the witness.
Okay, well, the witness has already been tendered, so the question that was left on the table was, what does ATK stand for? There was an objection, and I'm going to overrule the objection at this point.
I'm sorry, you said the witness has been tendered as an expert?
We don't tender as experts anymore. We just allow questions to go forward or not. And so after the voir dire regarding this witness's qualifications, I'm going to allow the question to be asked and answered. Okay? All right.
During your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to develop the potential members of that group in your time working up the ATK gang?
Yes.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for ACE's Top Killers.
And ACE's Top Killers, is there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
The name ACE would be the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Young and Ace.
Why does he then become the head of that group?
Based on my experience, he's the most influential. He's got the most views as far as his music.
Are you familiar with the drill rap scene as it relates to each of these groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking to you today specifically about ATK, 1200, and SixBlock, are all involved in the drill rap scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the scene something that you follow closely day to day?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are the music videos that are created by these groups posted?
They're posted on their social media accounts and YouTube.
What social media accounts are included in the accounts that are posted to?
Like you saying, like the name, like Instagram. They go on Instagram, and sometimes they go on X, which was formerly known as Twitter.
As it relates to ATK specifically, ACE's Top Killers with a face of Ace, is he the most influential or most followed person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on the investigation was that everybody seems to follow him where he's at. There's usually a bunch of people. He has the most
Objection, not
followers.
speculation.
Overruled, go ahead.
He has the most followers on social media, on his accounts, and he gets the most views on his videos on YouTube.
Now, multiple members from these groups post or have music careers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you are able to determine a view count or a popularity count when you're looking at these YouTube videos or videos posted to YouTube?
On YouTube, when you watch the video, it'll tell you how many people have viewed it below the video.
And are those videos something open to the public and viewable to the public?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the social media profiles of the members of ATK?
Most of them are public. There are some of them who have private profiles, but for this right now, Ace's profile is public.
As it relates to SixBlock, do you do the same thing? Despite not being directly assigned to that group, are you following that group closely?
I do follow them, but not as close as other members of our unit.
Specifically, do you know who the members of SixBlock are?
Not all of them, but I could name off a few of them.
By a few, what's that number?
Maybe like 3 to 5.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to meet with and discuss the developments that the person that is assigned to the SixBlock group would have had in his investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that individual that's assigned to SixBlock?
His name is Detective McCullough.
As it relates to 1200 and that group, who is assigned to 1200?
Detective Griffin.
day-to-day when there are developments, so say that a crime is reported, do you all work independently or together in order to ascertain what the issues are currently between the groups?
We would work together.
In ultimately identifying the members of ATK as it relates to this case as, or the relevant members of this case, were you consulted by Detective Neer in his creation of a chart?
Yes, myself, Detective Drabeck and I, and McCullough and Griffin all pitched in to make the chart.
Is it common that you all work together to develop cases, develop what's going on between the gangs with each other, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am. They intermingle a lot.
As it relates to what we've talked about as being ATK and 1200, what is the difference between those two groups?
One of them, ATK, is they're two separate gangs, but they associate with each other through music and just like having a common enemy.
Who is the common enemy of ATK and 1200?
It would be the groups on the north side. The prominent one over there would be SixBlock.
And when you're talking about these groups, you're talking about them in areas. So you've told me out east and north side. Is that typically where their association or affiliation with these groups come from, is a location?
Generally, yes, ma'am, but you don't have to be from those parts of town to be a part of the gang.
You said that ATK and 1200 associate with each other. Have you personally, in your training, in your day-to-day work with these gangs, seen 1200 and ATK members on music videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
In social media posts together?
Yes, ma'am.
How about, you said both of those have a common enemy, which is SixBlock.
Yes, ma'am.
When it relates to SixBlock, are there individuals a part of SixBlock that claim other groups?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean, to be in SixBlock but be associated to something else?
SixBlock has subsets, which is they're documented as gangs, but they kind of like associate with each other. The subset would be like We All We Got. They call it WAWG, and then Bully Gang.
So those are other groups that are associated to SixBlock.
Yes, ma'am.
Would those members from We All We Got or SixBlock associate with each other? Would they be present in music videos together?
Yes.
Would they be on social media and pictures together?
Yes.
So despite being in separate groups or subsets, they are together at least enough to form a common enemy.
Yes.
And the enemy of SixBlock, at least as it relates to this investigation, was whom?
It would be like 1200 and ATK.
When you were working as a member of the Jacksonville gang unit, were you notified about the potential for Charles Jones coming to Tampa for some kind of performance?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with him?
I've dealt with him several times in person. Doing my daily duties.
Have you had contact with him before?
I have.
Have you seen his music videos over the years?
I have.
When you were working in patrol, were you familiar with the beef that was going on between the two sides or between the two areas?
My knowledge of it is way more extensive now, but I had general knowledge of issues on the parts of towns. Yes, ma'am.
As you developed in the gang unit, did there become a prominent person or member in the SixBlock group?
Yes.
And who was that?
Charles Jones.
As we've discussed in the ATK, ACES Top Killers group, is that the same level of prominence that we now have with SixBlock and Charles Jones?
Yes.
Does Mr. Jones also have that music career that we've discussed?
He does.
And is your position or your opinion based upon his position in SixBlock based on what you've already indicated was the same for Ace or
Yes.
Young and Ace?
Yes.
Is he the person in SixBlock with essentially the most views?
He is.
And when videos or music videos were released by ATK, if we start there and talk about Young and Ace, were those videos that you personally and members of your unit would watch?
Yes, we would.
What is your process in viewing the drill raps or music videos that are released by each of these sides?
My process is I listen to it, the whole thing through, and then after that, I will break down the video. You can collect a lot of good evidence towards the gang in them, as far as like hand signs and clothings and other stuff of that nature. And then once I get through all of that breaking down, and then I break down the lyrics.
Do you work with the other members of your gang unit in order to accomplish the review of these videos and discuss potential crimes surrounding them?
Yes, we do.
Is there any procedure in place where you also review crime reports to see if anything is related to what has been described in these drill raps?
Yeah, generally the drill raps, they come after the crime, so they'll talk about stuff that has already happened.
So at the time that you are watching these drill raps on YouTube, for example, do you, when you're viewing it, just based on your day-to-day training and experience, your duties day-to-day, relate this video is related to X incident?
Yes.
Have you personally, whether now in your time with the gang unit or earlier before that, responded to the incidents of violence between ATK and 1200 and SixBlock?
I have.
Now, you indicated that you worked to complete some charts with the other members of your unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you now what has been marked as State's Exhibit 90A. Do you recognize the individual depicted in that photograph?
That's Charles Jones.
And I am showing you 84A through C. Please take a look and tell me if you recognize the items depicted there.
Yeah, these would be members and associates of each group, but it's not like it's not everybody. It's it's like a more of the prominent guys a part of the groups rather than everybody inside of the group.
As it relates to the image of Charles Jones, does this image fairly and accurately depict Julio Foolio, or the person you came to know as Julio Foolio?
Yes.
And as it relates to these charts, despite not being all-encompassing of all of the members of SixBlock, ATK, and 1200, do they fairly and accurately represent the members or associates of those groups?
Yes.
These items have been shown prior to approaching the witness with them.
At this time, Your Honor, the state seeks to admit states 90A and 84A through C.
Any objection?
No objection to the photo of Mr. Jones. We just renew our previous objection to the chart.
Okay, very good. Same ruling, so 84A through C will be admitted as well as 90.
I'm showing you on the screen, if you can look over your shoulder there, what I've previously shown as 90A. Is this the person that you know to be Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you alerted to an incident having occurred in Tampa in June of 2024 resulting in the death of Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that incident, had you responded to calls for service related to Charles Jones or his potential injury?
I have.
Had you responded to calls for service related to the injury or homicide of members of the opposing gangs, ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking specifically about your viewing of the music videos in these particular cases, did you have an opportunity to view the music videos put out by Young and Ace in advance of your coming to the unit?
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Before you came to the gang unit, were you aware of these drill raps in Jacksonville?
I was, just based off of the my time in the community crime response unit.
Since you're having come to become a detective in the gang unit, have you studied the videos that have been released, the music videos or drill raps released by Young and Ace?
I have.
Have you studied the music videos or drill raps released by Charles Jones?
I have.
Let's speak specifically about the evidence that you previously mentioned as the charts that were created by your unit. If you could look over your shoulder, please. Here I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 84C. Do you recognize that chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of the more prominent members of the ATK group depicted in this chart?
Yes.
As it relates to the members that you have discussed already, so Young and Ace, for example, can you show us where Young and Ace is in this chart?
He's on the first row, the top row, all the way to the left.
And in your time investigating ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan or Trayvon Bullard?
Quan and Trayvon Bullard was a victim of a homicide in Jacksonville in 2018.
What about Royal Smith and Jacoby Grover?
Yes, ma'am, it was a triple homicide. They all were killed in the same incident.
Where did that homicide occur?
It occurred in Duval County at an area of town we call the Town Center.
And what relationship, if any, do they have to Young and Ace?
Young and Ace was the fourth victim in that case. He was shot as well. He did not die.
As it relates to the drill raps that you saw subsequent to that homicide and the shooting of Young and Ace, were there music videos put out by SixBlock which referenced that shooting?
There was.
Was there a nickname associated to Royale Smith in the middle photo there?
Yes, ma'am. His nickname was 23.
So just the number.
Yes, ma'am.
And as it relates to Gutta Zay or Isaiah Chance, did Isaiah Chance represent ATK?
He did. He is a member of ATK.
And did he have any associations or affiliations to other groups?
He had an association with 1200.
When we speak about your observations or your review of the social media profiles of each of these individuals, did you have an opportunity firsthand to review the social media posts by Isaiah Chance in his falling out with ATK?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Was there a group for which Isaiah Chance begun relating himself after his fallout with ATK?
Are you asking what the post was?
No, what was the group that he then wanted to associate himself with or did post to associate himself
He then
with?
associated himself with 1200.
When talking specifically about Antonio Tilley depicted in this image, is Mr. Tilley alive or deceased?
Mr. Tilley is deceased.
And are you familiar with how that homicide came about?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that scene specifically yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that homicide referred to in the drill raps?
Yes, it should be.
The homicide of Antonio Tilley, is Tilley mentioned in the drill raps between the groups? Excuse me.
He is. He's mentioned in them.
As it relates to the group 1200, did you have particularized knowledge about the group 1200 as well, just in your role as a gang unit detective?
I do.
And in showing you states 84B, does this chart at 84B also fairly and accurately depict the members of the 1200 group?
Yes.
As it relates specifically to the top line, can you see that okay from where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
The nicknames that are depicted below the legal names of these individuals, how is it that you all are able to ascertain these nicknames?
That's their music name.
Hearsay.
Go ahead.
That's their music name. Whenever they post stuff online, that's the name they use as like their artist or their stage name.
And so on the Instagram posts, for example, are they utilizing their nicknames or their legal names?
Nicknames.
What about as it relates to the YouTube videos? Do they use their music or street name or their legal names?
Nicknames.
So when viewing these videos, are you able to ascertain, despite not having the legal name of the person on these drill raps, are you able to ascertain who the parties are inside of them?
Yes.
Do you, when viewing these drill raps, recognize the individuals as you're watching them, even if they aren't labeled?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review a music video as it relates to saying the words spaz or Corbin?
Yes.
And is that frequently used in the drill raps by SixBlock?
Yes.
Now, when a group says another group's member in their drill raps, is that intended to be a good thing or a nice thing to do?
If you're a part of one group and you say somebody else's name that's a part of the opposing group, it would be disrespectful.
And have you had an opportunity to view music videos from Wappa with the Choppa and Spin a Benz?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically as it relates to their music videos with members of ATK, have they been documented as having videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of a video that would be reflective of members of ATK and members of 1200 together?
The most popular one would be Who I Smoke.
And by most popular, are you referring back to what you've already advised were the YouTube views?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, as it relates to SixBlock, can you confirm that it was determined in States 84A that Charles Jones was a member or active member of the gang SixBlock?
Yes, he was.
And his associates, as depicted here on this chart, were you able to determine or recognize the individuals depicted?
Yes.
Were there individuals included on your SixBlock summary as some of the bigger players with SixBlock that are also deceased?
Yes, there's some that are deceased on there.
In referring specifically to the second photograph next to Mr. Jones, Bibby, is that an individual who is deceased?
Yes, he is.
Is that an individual who is frequently referenced in the drill raps from ATK and 1200?
He is.
In the photo depicted just below Bibby, who is Therese Powell?
Therese Poe is another Jacksonville artist who goes by the name of K. Shorty.
And is he a SixBlock member, affiliate? Tell me how it is that he's associated to SixBlock.
Therese Poe would be a part of We All We Got, WAWG.
At some point, was he directly associated to SixBlock?
Yes, WAWG is associated to SixBlock.
Is that what you've described earlier as one of the subsets?
Yes.
And would he be frequently depicted in videos or images to social media with other members of SixBlock as depicted here?
With some of the members, yes, but not all.
When we see in the photo that is on the second row and second one in, so Tiki Williams, is that someone who you're familiar with?
Yes.
Are you familiar with whether his name has been referenced by 1200 and ATK members in drill raps?
It has.
When you all are referencing these drill raps or the music videos themselves, are you just accessing them from the internet, plainly YouTube, watching the videos, etc.?
Yes, ma'am. Generally, they'll post like little snippets of it on their social media with the like name of the song or like a link to YouTube, and then you can go to YouTube and watch the whole video.
And you have had an opportunity to review or view 4 specific videos as relevant to this particular case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a video that was published by members of ATK and members of 1200 called Who I Smoke?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it fair to say that that is one of the more popular videos that has been put out by Jacksonville gang rappers?
Yes, it is.
And in your experience, have you had an opportunity to see the number of views that have been racked up to that video at this time?
Yes.
Approximately how many views, if you know, has that video received?
Last I believe it was around 50 million.
And you've had an opportunity to review the Who I Smoke video in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
One time or many times?
Many times.
As it relates to the response video, was there one posted by members of SixBlock?
There was.
And who posted a video in response to that?
Charles Jones.
What was the title of the video that was posted by Charles Jones in response to the YouTube video made by ATK and 1200?
The name of the video is When I See You.
And ultimately, as it relates to the YouTube or music videos in this particular case, were there videos posted after the death of Charles Jones in 2024?
There was.
Did those music videos come from members of ATK and or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, as it relates to a music video by the title of Game Over, who was the music artist that made that video?
Young and Ace.
And when, in relation to Charles Jones's murder, was that video published to YouTube?
I'm not sure the exact time, but a couple weeks. I don't know the exact date. It was a couple weeks after.
And was there an additional video posted by 1200 members?
There was, and once again, I don't know the exact date of that one either, but it was weeks, a month after.
What was the video titled from the 1,200 members?
Foolio dead.
All right, are you getting ready to play the videos?
Yes.
Okay, so I tell you what, it's 12:15, so it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and take our lunch recess. We'll come back and then you can play the videos, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you all can be back at 1:15, we will continue with the trial. And just remember my previous admonition while we're on the break, don't talk to anybody about the case, all right? Okay, see you all back at 1:15.
All rise. There is nothing.
Okay, very good. All right, Detective, since you're on the witness stand and have not yet been cross-examined while we're on the break, you can't talk to anybody about anything related to this case, including the prosecutors, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you back here at 1:15.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge, before we go on a break, just for housekeeping, 68A through double K was introduced into evidence. There is no 68W for the record. I had my secretary go look at our master list and confirm that, so I just want to make that a note on the record.
Okay, so it'd be 68A through V, right? 68A through V, and then
Yes.
X through KK.
Yes.
All right, got it.
Thank you.
Okay, see you at 1:15.
Andrea, you're still missing one.
Okay, that's fine, sure.
All jurors are back, Judge.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
Just want to bring to the court's attention, just want to bring it to the court's attention that in between the break, I jumped on the elevator with the person that was the juror, didn't know it was.
That's, okay, thank you for alerting me. There was no conversation or anything, I'm assuming.
None whatsoever.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, defense counsel's present, defendant is present, state's present. You guys ready to continue? Is that a yes?
Yes, Your Honor, I
Okay,
apologize.
where's the detective? Yeah,
I think he's six.
yeah, just go ahead and have him retake the witness stand.
When I took y'all thing, when I seen you, but I don't. Yes, sir.
No.
All right, we ready to go?
I think there's an issue they want to address, Your Honor.
Judge, we were provided before lunch the jump drive of 5 additional songs, one of which is already included in the state's presentation of evidence and on our exhibit list. But the others are several songs, looks like attributable to the victim in this case, and so we just want to address that with the court.
Okay.
Some of them obviously refer to or extend the time frame as previously discussed and of course objected to by the defense. So the playing of 4 additional videos is something that the state's going to be objecting to. It is,
Well, what's the basis of the objection other than it extends the time? I mean, if they open the door, they open the door.
sure, but at some point the playing of 4 in a row videos from our victim becomes cumulative by the defense when we're playing one from each side in the state's presentation of evidence. At some point, playing all videos that the victim published that were bad opens the door for then the state to publish whatever extra videos that the ATK members or 1200 members also published that were bad. I don't know what the basis or honestly the relevance of publishing 4 more videos in addition to what we've already discussed and litigated is.
What's the relevance of 4 additional videos of the Mr. Jones?
Well, Your Honor, first, I guess to address the scope, there is no particular scope of these music videos that the state is entering. They're not limited to the 2023 incident. They're discussing murders that occurred well before.
No, I'm not as concerned about that. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not as concerned. The cumulative was the objection. So what's your response to that?
Well, first, Your Honor, I find that objection problematic, as that has been our argument, and the state has been the one to open the door to all of these videos. We're specifically introducing them or attempting to on this particular witness because he has been listed as an expert in gangs. He is the person that is testifying as to his analyzing of these different songs. They have said over and over again about my client's intent, and that it goes to her intent and her knowledge. And these go to establish that she actually does not have that, right? That she's not involved in any of this back and forth. Any of these individuals that are connected to these murders that the victim has been rapping about, just as some of the other individuals that are not involved in this trial have been rapping about. So this is our opportunity to cross-examine this witness and question this witness related to his knowledge and the scope of his knowledge of all of this information.
Okay. So obviously I haven't seen these videos. So at this point in time, you can go ahead and show them, but at some point if it becomes cumulative, obviously, then the state can renew their objection and I'll just rule.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? So, all right, let's go ahead and bring them in.
Yes, Judge.
I just need to remove this.
John,
Yep.
before
Hold
we-
on 1 second. Wait 1 second.
Just to add to that, the other reason that these videos are going to be relevant is to complete the story. The state has sort of cherry-picked particular videos. This goes through completeness and just to provide the entire context of what is actually happening in light of what they're alleging.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, I already said you could play them.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Sure.
for the record there.
Yep. Okay, now I think we're ready.
Yes, ma'am. All rise. All jurors are ready.
Okay, very good. Welcome back, everybody. Have a seat and state you may continue with your direct examination.
Detective Neer, before we broke for lunch, we were discussing some of the music videos that you've had an opportunity to review in relation to this war between ATK and 1200 and the SixBlock members. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And included in the videos of that back and forth were there some videos that we previously discussed as being Who I Smoke and When I See You,
Yes, ma'am.
and the videos subsequent to the homicide being Game Over and Folio Dead.
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 89A through D. Essentially, have you had an opportunity to review all 4 of the videos that I've previously mentioned?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to dissect or to at least decipher the language that's used in those videos as far as the lyrics that are being rapped to or rapped about?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, the state seeks to admit self-authenticating exhibits, states 89A through D in the certification of Exhibit 111.
Okay, any objection other than those previously made?
No, Judge.
Okay, same ruling and they'll be admitted.
And, Your Honor, permission to publish.
Yes.
In discussing states 89D, if we are, or 89A, excuse me, if we are reviewing the videos that you've previously described in order, which video occurred first?
Who I Smoke.
And who was the creator of the Who I Smoke video?
It would be Young and Ace, Fast Money Goon, Wappa with the Choppa, and Spinabins.
And when you mention all of those names, are those all separate people?
Yes.
And of the individuals that you've identified, are they associated with different groups or gangs?
Yes. Young and Ace and Fast Money Goon would be ATK, and Spinabins and Wappa would be 1200.
I'm going to publish those videos before we look to the language of them. If you could look over your shoulder, please. Detective, having had an opportunity to view that video when it was posted to the internet or to YouTube, did you ultimately review it in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
And after reviewing that video in its entirety, did you have an opportunity to listen to that video and determine what lyrics could be ascertained as being said or rapped about in that video?
Yes, ma'am.
If you would look to the screen here, are these those lyrics that you believe to have been included in that Who I Smoke video?
Yes, ma'am.
And looking at the screenshot here depicted on the screen, are the individuals related to ATK and 1200 as being the rappers of this song the only members of ATK that were included in this music video?
No, ma'am. The guy you see right there on top of the golf cart with his hand in the air is an ATK gang member. His name is Malquise Worthen.
And does he have social media for which you all have been able to access or monitor as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Is his social media account named ATK Keese?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the review of the video, could you please refer us to some of the lyrics for which you all took note as it relates to your duties in your gang unit?
Yes, ma'am. The first one, we see 12 paramedics. They use the number 12 because that represents 1200. The next one we see is Rod K. dead and he never coming back. Rod K. was a prominent figure of SixBlock. And then he says, I don't go nowhere without my heat coup.
No object, Your Honor, at this time to speculation, invasion of the powers of the jury. As to what
Overruled.
these lyrics mean.
Overruled, go ahead.
I don't go nowhere without my heat coup. Coup is a subset of 1200. 1200 gang members often call themselves coups. Smoking on Lil PD, and I was smoking Trey D too. Little PD and Trey D were also prominent figures in the SixBlock gang.
And when you see the language smoking on, what does that mean?
When they say they're smoking on somebody, it's a sign of disrespect or a sign of like a diss towards the opposing gang.
Is that different from smoking someone?
It's very similar to the meaning. Smoking on someone or smoking someone simply means that they were killed.
Throughout the video itself, were there names of members from the actual group SixBlock that were depicted in the music video?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the course of that video, was there a portion when the artists were saying names of SixBlock that you can identify here?
Yes, ma'am.
Please describe what that was for the jury.
The Who I Smoke Bibby and Who I Smoke Tiki.
How about Little Nine?
Little Nine was, he was affiliated with another group associated to SixBlock. He wasn't SixBlock himself.
So he was an associate of SixBlock.
In another gang, yes, ma'am.
Well, was he the member of a gang that was rivals with ATK, 1200, or their affiliates?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Bibby alive or deceased when this video was created?
Bibby is deceased.
And is Tiki alive or deceased when this video is posted to YouTube?
Deceased.
Last question, little 9, alive or deceased?
Deceased.
Now, what is JIT? J-I-T-T. I'm smoking JIT mean.
JIT is what they refer to as like a younger teenager or like a young adult. They would, instead of calling like your friend, you say that like, that's my JIT.
And was there any reference to an individual that was a member of ATK or NHG named Queso?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Queso related to a gang in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am. Queso is an ATK gang member.
And what is the next line under the Queso lyric referencing?
It says, no hospital boy, that line. This is just relating no hospital gang to ATK. That some of the members of ATK call themselves no hospital gang, but they're still ATK gang members.
They all associate with one another, this NHG no hospital gang.
Yes, ma'am.
They associate then with ATK and members of 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you familiar with an earlier attempt on Mr. Jones's life that occurred in Houston, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that occur on or before the date that this video was posted to YouTube?
Before.
And what was it that happened to Mr. Jones at that time?
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston.
Overall, go ahead.
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston, and shortly after he got shot, he went live on his Instagram page in a hospital bed.
Okay, so describe for us what we're seeing here in these center paragraphs, please.
In the center paragraph, it says, I was lurking on his page and caught him lacking in Houston. We let off shots, and he went live, and I was tweaking like he ain't die. And then, so that's speaking in direct relation to the attempt on Charles Jones's life in Houston.
When the videos here, these drill rap videos, are actually posted to YouTube or posted in some way, are you all, in addition to documenting these, relating them back to whatever offenses that they're referencing?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you, in seeing these lyrics, relate this to the offense that occurred in Houston on the prior attempt on Mr. Jones's life?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there, in response to that video, a video posted by SixBlock member and the victim in this case, Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the title of that music video?
When I See You.
And did that music video, or was that music video released, and did you have an opportunity to fully review the contents of that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, or were you able to identify some of the individuals that were depicted in that video in addition to Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are the individuals depicted at 3 seconds on this When I See You video on the screen, please?
In the black hoodie and the black pants with the red underwear, that's Charles Jones. On the poster board to the right, that's the 3 victims of the town center shooting, the triple homicide that occurred in 2018.
Were you all able to ascertain where generally this video was filmed? What was the nature of the place where the video was filmed?
It's like a graveyard or a gravesite.
And were you able to do the same with annotating or deciphering the lyrics that were included in this video after having an opportunity to watch it?
Yes, ma'am.
Publishing 89B. Detective, is the act of pouring champagne on a gravesite a sign of respect or disrespect as far as your training and experience?
Disrespect.
And when we started this past video, there was some kind of language from a related news article. Are you familiar with the reports of the homicide that occurred in the town center?
Yes, ma'am, at the beginning.
And was there some specific reference as it relates to the date in which that homicide occurred, where 4, 23, and Royal Smith were killed?
Yes.
Excuse me, Trayvon Bullard were killed?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the significance of that date?
It was 23's birthday.
Was Young and Ace or Kenyatta Bullard the only person who survived that shooting?
Yes.
But he was with the other three when they did not survive.
Yes.
What was the nature of that shooting itself?
It was a drive-by shooting at a red light.
And were the victims of that shooting located in a vehicle at the time that they were shot?
Yes, all four were in a vehicle.
In your review of the lyrics of this particular case, what is it that was relayed, and then ultimately highlighted?
The very first line, he says he's sliding through the 12. Once again, 12 is the representation of the 1200 out east part of town. He said Ace is from the west, how he clicked up with the east side. He's talking about Young and Ace originally is from the west side of Jacksonville in the Clay County, Duval area, and he's simply calling him out, asking him how he even got clicked up with the east side. And then he says he hasn't been the same since he's seen them other three die. That's the reference to the triple homicide of the town center. And then he says, I'm 2-3 high, which is Royale Smith. So he's saying, like, he's high.
Have you, in your time in the gang unit since the homicide actually occurred of these three individuals, seen members of ATK and 1200 representing 23 signs, necklaces, posting 23?
Yes, ma'am.
How about indications of ATK? Are there chains or jewelry of some kind that are indicative of being an ATK member?
Yes, ma'am. There's like an actual ATK necklace and then the necklace of 23.
When talking about these groups that link up, is there one specific group that's from out east?
1200.
And is there one specific group that's from the west?
ATK originated on the west side. It was originally Young and Gang, which was Young and Ace, and then Young and Ace got clicked up with some people from other parts of town and formulated ATK.
Does that allow you to, or allow them to grow the group?
Yes.
When you are looking at the lyrics at the bottom of the page here, are those specific as to the events that actually occurred on the date that these three individuals were shot and killed?
Yes, ma'am. He went out to eat on his birthday. It was 23's birthday, and they were leaving wasabi at the town center. And then 4 shot, 3 dead. That's the facts of the case. There's 4 of them shot. Young and Ace survived. The other 3 passed away. And then he kept dissing on me, and now we're smoking 23. So he's saying they kept talking about me and disrespecting me, and now we're smoking on your friend.
Now, Mr. Jones references Bibby. Do you know anything about the relationship between Charles Jones and Bibby?
They were close friends.
How about Charles Jones Bibby and Robert Howard?
They would be close friends.
And all are affiliated with SixBlock?
Yes, ma'am.
What area of town is Melvin Park in?
It's in Jacksonville's west side.
And what gang is affiliated with Melvin Park or the area?
ATK.
If members of SixBlock are in the Melvin Park area or posting from the Melvin Park area, is that seen as a sign of disrespect of some kind?
Yes.
When the lyrics indicate caught Keese, who is Keese?
Malquise Worthen.
Is that the individual we've previously discussed as ATK Keese?
Yes.
And do you know what they're referencing here?
He's referencing that he basically called him lacking, and he didn't go through with a fight or anything. He kind of just walked away.
When you look at the next line that's depicted here, please, who is Papa?
Lil Papa is a prominent rapper for 1200.
And again, Queso, is this the same individual that was referenced before?
Yes, Hakeem Robinson.
Is there an individual that's associated with ATK named Red Dot?
It is Torgon Williams.
And are you familiar with Torgon Williams?
I am.
Are you familiar with Queso?
I am.
And in the next line, there's a mention of an individual by the name of Shug. Can you tell me who that is?
Shug was a prominent name in 1200. His name is Avery McKnight.
Do you know the relationship to Shug or how he passed away in 1200?
Yeah, he was killed while he was riding a bicycle.
And is there some significance or relation from Shug to co-defendants Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy?
I believe so.
Do you know specifically what that relationship would be?
I do not.
Now, have you had an opportunity to review the photographs of the tattoos on Davion Murphy's person?
I have.
Are you the individual who actually took the photographs of the tattoos that are on Davion Murphy's person?
Yes, ma'am.
And did those tattoos include reference to several of the individuals that are mentioned in these songs?
Yes.
What does rolling Michi in this wood mean?
Michi was a prominent figure of 1200. He was shot and killed, and he's saying that he's rolling them up in the joint and smoking them.
Is that meant to be a sign of disrespect?
Yes.
Same reference when talking about smoking Rollo.
Yes, Rollo is was a close friend of J-Dot, who's Jacory Rivers.
Does J-Dot go by any other names, or is J-Dot short for something else?
His other name was like J-Dot Breezy.
Okay. And he also is a musician as a part of these groups?
He is.
With which gang is J-Dot Breezy or J-Dot affiliated?
He would be more affiliated with 1200.
And are you aware of any reference to J-Dot or J-Dot's involvement in this particular case?
Am I aware of J-Dot's involvement in this case?
Yes, not as it relates to what's on the screen, but in this case.
Briefly.
Did you provide the information that you had as it related to some of these offenses to the detectives down in Tampa, you and other gang detectives, about the rivalries that were occurring in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Specifically as it relates to 2023, was there a scene to which you responded on August 16th of 2023?
Yes.
And what was the nature of that call out?
It came out as a homicide on I-95 near near Zoo Parkway. It's kind of up on the city's north side.
How was it that there was a homicide on the highway? What did you arrive to?
I arrived to a deceased black male, later identified as Jaquan Pickens, inside of a green Dodge Challenger that was crashed into the back of a semi.
Upon your further review of the vehicle or the evidence in that investigation, was it determined that it was more than a vehicle crash?
Yes.
What occurred?
Based on the evidence that we discovered, a drive-by shooting occurred on the interstate where a car pulled up beside Mr. Pickens and started shooting at him.
Overruled, go ahead.
When you are at that scene, did you document the injuries that had occurred?
Homicide detectives would have.
And did you at least ultimately make an identification of the individual that was the driver of the vehicle?
We did. We identified him as Jaquan Pickens.
And what gang is he associated with?
Jaquan Pickens is associated with SixBlock.
After the homicide of Jaquan Pickens, did you respond to a call for service on August 17th?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the day following the homicide of Jake Jitt or Jaquan Pickens?
It was.
Was the victim of that instance identified?
Yes, he was identified as Jacoby Beals.
And is Jacoby Beals related to any of the gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, he is 1200.
Following the incident that occurred in August, were there several social media posts that occurred after Jaquan Pickens was murdered? Did anyone take credit for that murder?
Generally, after all of gang-related shootings in Jacksonville, social media tends to boost up and get really active. A lot of people post and start disrespecting the deceased of the opposing groups.
Does that also happen on October 6th and 7th when there are additional offenses that occur?
Yes,
Did you respond on October 6th to the homicide of Antonio Tilley?
I did.
And what was the nature of that call?
Antonio Tilley and an Uber driver was located deceased after they crashed into a house. Evidence in that case showed that a female named Diamond Harris set up Antonio Tilley by sending him provocative.
Relevance, hearsay, outside the scope of the court's prior order.
Yeah, sustain, just talk about what actually happened to Mr. Tilley.
What happened to Mr. Tilley to bring about his death?
He arrived at an abandoned house and was ambushed by a black male.
Was he shot and killed with a firearm?
He was.
And while you were working that scene, did you receive additional information or a call for service elsewhere in the city?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Where?
It would have been in the city's side of town called Paxton.
Is Prospect and 16th located in that Paxton area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the nature of that call for service? Were you able to determine who the victim of that was?
Yes, it was Charles Jones was shot in his foot.
Did you receive that call and request to respond while you were still working the first scene?
Yes.
Approximately what time did the October 6th shooting of Antonio Tilly actually occur was reported?
I believe it was reported around like 2300 hours, which would be at 11 o'clock at night. I was not dispatched until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And while working that scene, you received notification of the scene that Charles Jones had been shot?
Yes, that notification came in around probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Was there evidence that was obtained from that attempted murder on Charles Jones from October 7th of 2023, and was that ultimately provided to law enforcement in this particular investigation?
Yes, there was spent casings that were discovered on the shooting of Charles Jones.
When you learned of the homicide that occurred here in Hillsborough County, did you provide assistance to the gang members in Jacksonville and also to the Tampa Police Department investigators that was about the gang activity in Jacksonville?
Objection, moving on.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Yes.
Specifically as it relates to Charles Jones and Isaiah Chance, were you in your daily activities able to observe some interactions with the co-defendant and the victim in this case on the internet in the days leading up to Mr. Jones's homicide?
I personally did not know.
Would another member of your unit have done that?
Very well could have.
Okay. When you are referencing Isaiah Chance being a part of ATK, was there some time at which he was being removed or removing himself from that gang?
Yes, he is. He had a falling out with ATK.
And what group did he begin then affiliating himself with based on the social media posts from his accounts that you reviewed?
1200.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay and speculation.
Overruled. Go ahead.
After the death of Charles Jones occurs in Tampa, were you alerted to new videos on social media and YouTube that had been posted by members of ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Immediately after the death of Charles Jones, was a video posted to YouTube?
Yes.
Were you
Objection, vague and hearsay.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with the video that was posted on the day of the homicide?
Yes, I believe it's called Let's Do It.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
As it relates to a subsequent video also posted by ATK called Game Over, did you have an opportunity to review that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to do the same in reviewing the lyrics as you have previously?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Young and Ace the only individual who is cited as being an artist on this particular video?
As an artist, yes.
Publishing 89. As it related to the lyrics of the song Game Over as published by Young and Ace, did you have an opportunity to review those lyrics as well?
Yes.
Was there a specific reference to the homicide that occurred in Tampa on June 23rd of 2024 in the death of Charles Jones?
Yes, there was.
When speaking about the lyrics that have highlighted here, has there been an ongoing feud for over the course of the last several years between the groups ATK and 1200?
Yes, that's the go to war reference.
In several of the videos that you have seen, or at least in these videos, surely this is not indicative of the only videos that have been posted between the two groups.
Correct.
And in the videos that you've seen, is it common to see this fuck the six language across the videos?
Yes.
Is that language used in the videos in a manner to disrespect SixBlock?
Yes.
SixBlock members that are posting their own music videos, including Mr. Jones, use similar language in his videos.
Yes.
And in the video that we've seen here, did you see the chain that was worn by Mr. Bullard?
Yes.
And is that the chain that you were indicating was indicative of ATK?
Yes.
When you spoke with the detectives in Tampa regarding the facts of the homicide of Charles Jones, were you able to ascertain that Mr. Jones had been shot and killed in a vehicle?
Yes.
And were you able to ascertain that other individuals were also with him?
Yes.
In the last video that we saw of When I See You that was actually published by Mr. Jones, was there some reference to Young and Ace, the artist of Game Over, in reference to him losing it over the death of 23?
Yes.
In your review of the lyrics and depicted here on the screen, is that a reference that Young and Ace himself also is making in his music videos?
Yes.
Overruled, go ahead.
What is it that's indicated in this video?
Once 23 died inside my eyes, I lost my mind.
Can you describe for the jury what the 5.56 reference is as well?
5.56 is a caliber of round.
And was that used in the lyrics of this song?
Yes.
What was the 5.56 lyric?
5.56 increases the murder rate.
Was there a description as to as to clothing in this song as well?
Yeah, mask on, get up close. This is another closed case that's referencing like suspects or individuals.
Wait. Okay, overruled, go ahead.
It's referencing suspects or other individuals masking up and getting very close to the people that they kill. And it's another closed case because they died and there's no a living victim.
Overruled, go ahead.
As it relates to the language when the artist Young and Ace is referring to Mr. Six, do you plainly, based on your training and experience and day-to-day work in this area, understand who he's referencing?
Mr. Six is Charles Jones.
And the showing of Don Julio bottles, is there some significance to that as it relates to these videos that started in June of 2024 that were posted by ATK or 1,200 members?
Objection, speculation, objection to invading the province of the jury, Your Honor.
Overruled, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Objection of relevance.
Okay, overruled.
Yes, ma'am. During my investigation into the criminal gang ATK, until after the death of Charles Jones, Don Julio bottles were not referenced in any music video or any type of photograph that they have taken until after the death.
Is the
Objection to hearsay as well, Your Honor.
is the bottle of Don Julio a bottle of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something that was commonly related to Julio Foolio or Charles Jones?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
It was related to him after his death. Some people knew him as Julio Foolio, some people knew him as Foolio, so the name Don Julio brought in the rapper name of Charles Jones.
Depicted in the beginning of this Game Over video, we see a Don Julio on top of the head, and we've heard some of those lyrics about having the head of another member. What does that mean?
Like they're killed. They've been deceased, usually by gunfire.
After the publication of this video by ATK's Young and Ace, was there a music video also published by the individuals who were in that first song?
Yes, ma'am.
The Who I Smoke video had members of both ATK and 1200, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And included in that video with Young and Ace were individuals by the name of Wappa with the Choppa?
Yes, ma'am. He's also known as Ducci.
And were there any other individuals also depicted in both?
Can you ask that again? I'm sorry.
Yes. Was there anyone else from the original song that we played in States 89A with Spinabins, Wappa with the Choppa, Young and Ace, and Fast Money Goon of Who I Smoke that made their own videos after Young and Ace made Game Over?
Yes, ma'am. Wappa and Spinabins made their own song called Foolio Dead.
Posting now States 89D. For the Foolio Dead video by Spinabins and Wappa with the Choppa, were you able to identify any specific language as it related to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what's highlighted on the screen before us here?
Yes, ma'am.
When there's a reference to his mother stronger than him in these lyrics, can you describe for us what these lyrics are highlighted for?
Yes, ma'am. His mother was shot in Jacksonville prior to his death, and she survived.
So she lived from that shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, Your Honor.
What-
Relevance.
Overruled.
When she was shot, was anybody else shot or injured at that time?
I don't know the answer to that.
but you're familiar with her shooting.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the Holiday Inn? Is there any specific relevance to the posting about Holiday Inn in this particular music video after the murder?
Yeah, there's the chain of hotels that was here in Hillsborough County.
What does Glock Party, I'm smoking op pack, put that 8 in mean?
Objections, speculation. Overruled. Go ahead.
8 is Trey D. He was shot and killed in Jacksonville. He was a prominent figure of SixBlock. When you say you're smoking an op pack, they relate the pack and like a cigarette pack or like a blunt package, and they're putting ops in it to smoke them.
In addition to having viewed the music videos that were posted, did you have a chance to review the images that were depicted in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
And do Wapa Wita Chapa or Spinabins have a hand sign for the gang 1200 to which they're related?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
And do they throw that sign in these music videos?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Are you familiar with what that sign is?
I know of it, but Detective Griffin with 1200 would be able to demonstrate it better than me.
And be able to tell us the history of it itself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Cross?
Now it is afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good
Detective Neer.
afternoon.
All right. So today this is your first time testifying as an expert.
No, ma'am.
You've testified as an expert before?
Yes, ma'am.
In what hearing?
It was a sentencing hearing in Jacksonville. It was a case involving Sean Walcott, who was a 1200.
Okay. Did that occur after your deposition in this case?
No, it was before.
Okay. I want to talk to you about where you get in your job, in your day-to-day, where you get your intel from. Part of your job is to provide information to other detectives to support them in their investigations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So to get that information, I would assume you don't just get it sitting at your desk, right? You're out in the field or in the street getting information as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you get information from citizens, just people that are uninvolved in the gangs. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Like witnesses who might have witnessed the crime?
Or like somebody lives in the neighborhoods where crime's happening. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
They just might be concerned about something that's going on.
Correct.
You get information from snitches, from people that are giving you confidential information
Yeah.
in general, not asking about anyone specific. You might get information from the ops of the gang you're investigating. Is that accurate?
Yes.
You might get information from associates of the gangs as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. You also get information from social media
Yes.
and from the internet in general.
Yes, ma'am.
So like YouTube, for example.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You'd also get information from other detectives
Yes, ma'am.
if they're particularly investigating some sort of crime that might be related to something you're investigating.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I know you are assigned to ATK, and we've mentioned 1200, SixBlock, but there are also other gangs in Jacksonville too, right?
Yes, ma'am. I think we have 30 or 31 active gangs.
Okay. And not all those gangs are connected to the idea of like drill music, but these specifically are.
Yes, ma'am. These are.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you specifically about YouTube.
Okay.
And so you mentioned that you looked at, specifically in your investigation of this gang war, you've looked at, I'm sure, many YouTube videos, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Not just music videos, right?
Yes, I would say it's a mixture, but general music. Music
Okay.
videos are the most common.
Okay. You also would look at like documentary style videos as well.
To a certain extent, yes, ma'am.
And in your review of those videos, sometimes you might find useful information, but you also find that not all the information is accurate, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, even though not all the information is accurate, you have been able to take some of that information and use it.
As long as it's corroborated by other evidence, yes.
Okay. And in fact, you've even used some information you've gathered from YouTube videos and testimony and sworn testimony related to this case.
Yes.
Okay. Particularly a different chart, gang chart that you captured from a YouTube video. Is that accurate?
I personally did not capture it, but I have seen it, yes.
And you've used it in sworn testimony before.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. And that was from a video from a gentleman by the name of Trap Lore Ross. That sound familiar?
I'm not sure who it was from. It was given to me. Like I said, I did not personally make that chart. I've seen it, but I'm not sure who it was from.
Okay. You are familiar with that gentleman, though, right? Trap Lore Ross.
I don't know who that is.
You've never.
Your Honor, relevance?
I'm going to overrule the objection. He said he doesn't know who that is.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
you've seen. You've seen some of the hours-long documentary videos that sort of try to break down the gangs in Jacksonville.
I've seen a few.
And those videos have like millions of views.
Potentially, I'm not sure how many views they have.
Okay, a lot of views. You'd agree with that?
I'm not sure how many views they have.
Potentially thousands of comments, a lot of comments.
I'm not sure about the comments either.
Okay. You would agree with me that a part of in your investigations that you sometimes go through the comments in these videos?
It depends.
On what? What would it depend on?
It depends on the video itself.
Okay. And what is an example of a video where you see information about the gang and you would not go through the comments?
Generally, it just depends on what occurs in the videos. If the comments are worthy. A lot of times the comments are just trolling, so it's kind of a waste of time to scroll through all the comments.
And how would you know if the comments are trolling unless you go through them?
Well, I don't go through all of them. I have went through them on some videos, but not all videos.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is you might go through them, and then if you don't see anything useful, you move on.
Yeah, depending on the video.
Okay. And that's not just for the documentary style videos, it's also for the videos where there's music videos.
Yes,
And that's also going to be for videos that are posted on social media.
sometimes.
Or pictures or any sort of post that's posted on social media.
Yeah, sometimes.
And these social media posts and YouTube videos and other information that's posted on the internet, in those comments are going to be people that are talking about what occurred or their opinions of those things, right?
Sometimes.
And this is stuff that's just open to the public,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So it could be people from Jacksonville commenting on this stuff.
Could be.
And I'm sure you've probably seen people from other cities or even other states commenting on this stuff.
Yeah, the usernames, I'm not real familiar where they're from.
Understood, but you wouldn't dispute me that there is no, it's not specified to Jacksonville. You don't have to be from Jacksonville to comment on this stuff, right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, and you'd agree with me that the fact that this sort of gang beef is ongoing, this is common knowledge.
I would say yes.
You'd agree with me that the fact that 1200 and ATK or 1200 and SixBlock have a beef is common knowledge.
It would depend on your definition of common knowledge. I would say that like a normal citizen of Duval County may not know about this, but if you live in the neighborhood, it's pretty common knowledge to people who live in that neighborhood or into these type of wars and gangs.
Okay, so let me take it a step back. You're saying that people in Jacksonville don't have knowledge of this?
I would venture to say that there is people in Jacksonville who do not have knowledge of this, yes.
Okay. These crimes, when they occur, these are things that are posted on the normal news, right?
Some of them, yes.
Okay. And I'll just use one example. When I See You video, these videos have millions of views.
Yes.
The Who I Smoke video has millions of views,
Yes.
right? But it's your position that just normal people in Jacksonville probably don't know about this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you wouldn't agree with me that it's common knowledge that in Jacksonville, that Young and Ace was shot in this 2018 town center shooting?
Once again, I would probably venture to say what the definition of common knowledge is, that not everybody in Jacksonville is going to be aware of that, no.
Okay, so I'm not asking about what everyone knows. I'm not asking for every person that has ever, touched foot in Jacksonville. I'm saying generally, that people who watch the news, who are on social media, who maybe listen to rap music, or who just live in Jacksonville and are concerned about the safety of their community, that in common knowledge, people are aware that these things are going on.
That shootings in Jacksonville occur, yes.
Specifically, that shootings between ATK, 1200, SixBlock are going on.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. The shooting that happened in 2018 at the town center, that was on the news.
Yes, ma'am.
That was highly publicized on the news as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the subject of the When I See You video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The one that has millions of views.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so the music videos that we watched on Direct, the ones that we just saw, those aren't the only drill music videos that exist within this amount of time, within this, let's say 2021, 2023 time period.
No, ma'am.
There are a couple others, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're familiar with a song named Dead Ops by Julio Foolio?
Yes, ma'am. Are you speaking about number one or number two?
I was going to go to that one next.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Dead Ops 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You familiar with Beatbox
By which artist?
by Julio Foolio?
Yes, ma'am.
And you familiar with WWE by Julio Foolio?
No, ma'am, I am not.
Okay. The four that we mentioned before, Dead Ops 2, and Beatbox. You've watched those videos, I'm sure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are videos that you also use to assist you in your investigation of these crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Those are videos that you've reviewed and analyzed the lyrics of as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so while we're doing that, those videos are videos that you also just sort of viewed on YouTube the same way you did the other ones, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, I would move to introduce Defense Exhibit 1A through E as a composite into evidence.
We're in the state's case. Are you objecting to them introducing evidence during your case in chief?
We are objecting, Your Honor, as it relates specifically to 1D and 1E for efficiency purposes. No objection as to 1A and 1B
Okay.
and C.
So 1A, 1B, and 1C, you agree to allow them to introduce during your case in chief?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? So as to the others, you said D and E, you object?
Yes, Your Honor. Lack of foundation, as this witness is not familiar, and lack of authentication as to those videos, and then cumulative as the fifth video was already played in state's case.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, we're going to remove WWE, and I believe D is already in evidence, so no problem with
Okay,
that.
so we're left with Dead
A through
Ops
C.
1 and 2 and Beatbox?
Correct.
Okay, so
It's A through C.
defense exhibits 1A, 1B, and 1C will be admitted.
Your Honor, I seek to publish those to the jury now.
Sure?
Let's start with Beatbox. So that was Dead Ops, right?
Yes, ma'am. Part one.
Part one. And in the beginning of that video, that's Julio Foolio that's rapping in the video, right?
Yes, ma'am. That is
Okay.
Charles Jones.
And at the beginning of the video, he gets out of the vehicle and stands over a guy with a gun and kills him in the video.
Yes.
All right, and what he has is what looks like a 9mm with a drum attached, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a 9mm, but it was a handgun.
A handgun.
Yep.
Is it better? A handgun with a drum attached.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the drum, the purpose of that is to put more bullets in it,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So that the handgun will shoot much more than what it would normally shoot if it didn't have that attached to it.
Correct.
Right? Now he starts at the end of the song and he says he wants to list his dead ops, right?
Yes.
And then he goes through the entirety of the song listing people that have died from the other gang. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So I heard, and just tell me if I'm correct, I heard Michi was one of the people that he listed.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard Leaky was one of the people that he mentioned.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard Busta that caught one to the face. Did you hear that?
I heard that, but I'm not sure who Busta is.
Okay. I heard a reference to the 2018 shooting about Ace being the only one to survive.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is another song where he's discussing that 2018 shooting,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And this song was also published to YouTube.
Yes, it was.
Do you recall how many views this video has?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Would taking a look at the actual video on YouTube help to refresh your recollection on how many views it has?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so just take a look. If you can just scroll down. Sorry, y'all, I didn't ask for permission to approach the witness.
I can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It
Does
says
that refresh your?
it says 30 million views, and the video was posted 4 years ago.
Okay, so that's an additional 30 million views to the other almost 100 million views on When I See You and Who I Smoke, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but that would be an additional 30 million. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would taking a look at the views on Who I Smoke and When I See You, would that refresh your recollection as to how many views?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can do it now. Okay. Okay, so this is related to When I See You.
Yes, ma'am. It says 69 million views.
69 million views. And for Who I Smoke,
57 million views.
okay, so we have 57 million views for Who I Smoke, 69 million views for When I See You, and 30 million views for Dead Ops.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I don't really feel like doing math right now, but it's definitely over 100, right?
Correct.
Over 130, right?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. Let's go to Dead Ops.
Your Honor, at this time, may we approach?
Yes.
Video to be,
They're at Melvin Park.
or specifically the name of the song. Sorry, I didn't ask that. Right.
That was the beatbox remix.
Okay. One of the videos that you mentioned that you have viewed in your investigation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it wasn't just Julio Foolio in that video. There's someone else rapping as well, right?
Correct.
You know-
Kojak.
Kojak. And who is he connected to?
He is SixBlock.
All right. And there were other people in the video, right?
Yes, ma'am.
There was even a little boy in the video, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who that little boy is?
No, ma'am.
You haven't identified him as a member of any sort of gang connected to this, right?
Objection, Your Honor, relevant. Go ahead.
No, ma'am. I don't know who he is.
Okay. All right. And do you know or do you recall how many views that video has?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. We're taking it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That one has 20 million.
20 million views.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're somewhere north of 150 million views at this point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the last video that we mentioned that you have seen was Dead Ops 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall how many views that video has?
No, ma'am. I do not.
Okay. We're taking a look at,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
That one's going to be 7.4 million.
7.4. So maybe 160, somewhere around that.
Yes, ma'am. Roughly.
Okay. And those aren't all the videos, videos, right? There are other music videos as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And those potentially have millions of views as well.
Potentially, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. In any of the videos that the ones that we saw today, and the other ones that you've viewed, Alicia Andrews isn't in any of those videos, right?
Not that I've seen.
As far as you know, she's not a rapper.
Not that I'm aware of.
As far as she's not a ghost rapper writing lyrics for any of these people, as far as you know?
The lyric part, she hasn't at least been on where you like Apple Music and stuff like that. You can see who written by. Her name has not come across any of those, no, ma'am.
And that was going to be my next question. First, if you've ever looked to see who was credited for this music.
Yes, ma'am.
And Alicia Andrews is not credited for any of this music.
Not that I've come across.
Okay. You also haven't heard her mentioned in any of these songs.
No, ma'am, I have not.
And I believe you already said you haven't seen her in any of the videos, right?
I have not seen her.
Okay. In the Who I Smoke video, I'm sorry, in the Game Over video,
Yes, ma'am.
despite the fact that Young and Ace is sort of taking credit for the Julio Foolio murder, he hasn't been arrested related to this case. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
All right. I want to talk to you about the October 2023 shooting of Mr. Jones in his foot, I believe it was, right?
Okay.
So, where did that occur?
It occurred in Duval County in an area town called Paxson.
Okay. And is that one of those towns that has like a separate police department, or?
No, ma'am. Jacksonville in Duval County itself is very large. So there is separate neighborhoods that have different names throughout the city. Just for a couple examples, just so you can, like there's a town center, there's Southside, Mandarin, Paxson, Sherwood. So like there's different, each little area of town has its own little nickname.
Got it. But all of those are under the jurisdiction of JSO?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as I don't believe I asked you this question, so I'm going to ask you. Even though you are assigned to ATK, it's possible that other detectives, other gang detectives, could end up assigned to like a specific investigation for ATK.
Yes, but generally how we work within our unit is if you're on call that night or that day and an incident occurs, you will respond and you will get the preliminary information. And once I come back to work, I will then take over the role of assisting the other units as the main ATK chain of point of contact.
Got it. Okay. And in this case, actually, that's exactly what happened. Detective Drabeck was on call,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So he ended up initially connecting with the Tampa Police Department in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But back to October 2023. So would you describe yourself as like the lead detective as it relates to that shooting?
No, ma'am. Within the sheriff's office, we have different investigative units. We would be more of like an intelligence unit, or we have a robbery violent crimes unit that handles robberies and violent crimes, more like shootings where people do not die. And then we have a homicide unit that handles homicides. So we assist them with intelligence and other information that we may have.
Okay. So you could end up assisting as far as giving intelligence to on a wide range of different crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So you could be helping a robbery detective, homicide detective, maybe even like a grand theft situation. You could be working on any crime as long as it's connected to a gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you were actually working on this crime as well?
Yes, ma'am. I responded to that scene. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so your job and your responsibility is to assist them, to give any information that you might have that could assist is to give to them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as far as what you know about that crime, you know that he was shot in the foot and that he drove himself to the hospital, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know that it occurred after or within hours of an ATK member being shot.
Shot and killed. Yes, ma'am.
Shot and killed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have not made an arrest in that case, the October 2023.
There has not been an arrest. No, ma'am.
All right. And you don't have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews was involved in that shooting?
I do not. No, ma'am.
No. She obviously, you have not made an arrest, so she was not arrested in relation to that shooting.
That would be correct.
Okay. You don't have any evidence to suggest that she knew about that shooting?
I do not.
That she was on the scene of that shooting?
I do not.
You don't have any evidence to suggest that she was aware or knew any of the people that you suspect were involved in that shooting at the time?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Now I want to talk about the evidence in this case specifically.
Okay.
You didn't draft any reports in this case, right?
Related to the homicide in itself, no, ma'am.
Okay. Did you draft any other reports
Some Duval County related incidents, yes, ma'am.
connected to this incident?
It would be connected to Duval County cases.
Okay, not the murder in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You didn't collect any physical evidence. Obviously, you weren't in Tampa. You were in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At what point do you kind of step in to assist or to take over from Detective Drabeck?
We worked along together pretty much the entire case, just because it was a lot of information and stuff in the back and forths. So I would say I never took it over completely. We worked alongside each other the entire time.
Okay. And if you had to put like a time on it, how long would you say you and Detective Drabeck are assisting in this case?
From the day it happened until current day.
Okay. All right. You'd agree with me that one of the catalysts to this back and forth gang war is that 2018 shooting at the town center.
I would say that was a very big moment in this war. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we've heard a lot about, so I just want to kind of refresh the jury's understanding. So
Okay.
this 2018 shooting, Young and Ace is shot and survives, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
His brother, Trayvon Bullard, is also shot and actually dies in this shooting.
Yes, ma'am.
There's another gentleman named Jacoby Grover
Yes.
that dies,
Yes, ma'am.
and Royale Smith, that is 23. He also dies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You don't have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews is personally connected to any of these individuals that died.
That died? I do not.
Okay. Or to Young and Ace,
I
who
do
survived. I would assume, but I'm going to ask that you relayed, or you and Detective Drabeck relayed your knowledge about this 2018 shooting and the origins of the gang war. You relayed that to Detective Ramos, who's the lead detective in Tampa.
Yes, we have.
Okay. Do you know a woman by the name of Aaliyah Albright?
I know of her. I don't know much about her.
Are you aware that she was on the scene the night of this shooting, this murder, the murder in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure you have reviewed the video footage, the surveillance in front of the hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
Right before the shooting occurs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you would recall that Miss Albright gets out of a vehicle and then goes inside of the hotel lobby, immediately proceeding. I see you're looking at the state. Did you?
No, just look around.
Oh, okay. She proceeded inside of the hotel lobby immediately before the shooting happened, right?
The last time I saw the video was a good while ago. I would need to refresh my
Sure.
memory on the video.
No problem.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to outside the scope of direct.
Let's go ahead and bring in the jury.
Yes, Judge.
Judge, can we approach report?
Yeah. Well, hold on to bring him in yet.
Hold on, Ron.
Yeah, just talk regularly.
Okay, the next witness is the medical
Okay.
stipulation to identification, and I know there's an instruction you normally read with that, so
I
I
will.
would ask the court to read that before I begin, Mr. Red.
Sure.
Thank you,
Okay,
Your Honor.
very good. All right, now let's bring in the jury.
Yes, Judge. All right, Ron. Learn the rest of the judge.
Judge, I do think I included that instruction in my.
I think
stuff
you
that
did
sent
too.
you. I don't know if it's easier.
So much paper up here. My biggest problem is finding what I need at any given moment, but I do have it.
Very good.
Yep.
All rise. Jury and judge.
Okay, very good. You may proceed attempting to lay the predicate. Go ahead.
Yes.
Wait.
Alrighty, good afternoon again, Detective Neer.
Yes, good afternoon.
So I was asking you before that at some point in your investigation, during this case or in another, you became aware of a woman named Alicia Albright.
Yes,
All right, and you're aware that she was on the scene the night of the murder.
yes,
Specifically, that she was a part of the group of people that Julio Foolio was with the night of the murder,
yes,
right? And you reviewed the video surveillance that shows her entering into the hotel?
I have.
Okay.
And for the record, what are you getting ready to show this witness? What is this?
That's what he just testified to.
I know, does it have an exhibit number for the record?
Yes, sure, Your Honor. It's Exhibit 22B.
Okay, very good.
22B6.
All right, so I guess you're supposed to be looking.
I'm gonna go, try to limit this to exactly where I'm leaving. I have a little pointer I'm gonna try to use,
Okay.
if it works. It doesn't. Okay, so I want to direct your attention to the vehicle, the people getting out of the vehicle.
Yes.
Do you recognize one of those individuals as Miss Alicia Albright?
I believe that's her in the pink. I'm not
Okay.
100%, but I believe that is her.
All right, and what do you see her doing at this point?
She's following a young man named Tafa McCray into the hotel.
And as far as your understanding of this video, this happens prior to the shooting.
Yes.
All right. And in your recollection of what occurs in this video, I can play it through if you need me to. Miss Albright doesn't come back out before the shooting occurs, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You do know that she was not shot in this incident, right?
I don't think so. I don't know the answer to that either.
Okay. But you have seen this video in its entirety?
I have.
Okay.
Okay, what's your next question?
You mentioned earlier, we spoke at length at this point about the 2018 shooting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the individuals involved in that shooting is going to be this gentleman right here, Trayvon Bullard, right?
Yes, ma'am. He's one
Also
of the
known as
deceased.
Quan.
Yes, ma'am. He's
Or-
deceased.
He is deceased. He died in that 2018 shooting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the person that you placed him next to in this chart, this is his brother,
Correct.
correct? Same last name,
Yes.
same mother, as far as you know.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay, brothers, nonetheless.
Yes.
Were you aware that Miss Albright videoed in that video entering the shoot in the hotel right before the shooting that she was dating Mr. Trayvon Bullard, aka Quan, at the time of his death in 2018?
I'm aware of them dating. I didn't know about the time of his death. I'm
Okay.
not sure about that answer.
Is that information? But you were aware that they were dating.
At some point in their lives, yes.
All right. Is that information that you provided to Detective Ramos in Tampa?
I'm not sure if I provided it, but I believe it was provided at some point.
Okay. And in your assistance in this investigation, is that a lead or an investigative tool that you ever used? Did you ever investigate Ms. Albright related to the connection, any connection to this murder?
Me, I did not. I was not in charge of investigating this homicide.
Okay. But you are the expert on ATK.
Yes.
And as far as you know, is there any other detective that investigated her potential role, if any, in this murder at all?
In this murder, I'm not sure.
Okay. You're familiar with a gentleman by the name of J. Dot?
Can you elaborate more? There's multiple.
There are multiples. Ja'Cory Rivers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nickname or street name or rap name, J. Dot.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. To your investigation in this case, in this particular murder, Did you learn that J. Dot apparently may have sent Mr. Isaiah Chance money to pay for an Airbnb in this case?
Yes, I did learn that.
All right. Was he arrested in relation to this case?
Not to my understanding.
Is he a member of 1200 as far as you know?
I don't think he's a member status. That would be a better question for Detective Griffin.
Okay, understood. In your investigation in this case or in any other case, have you ever come across... One second, Your Honor. Have you ever come across a young woman by the name of Kyla Enright?
I believe, I don't recall her name, but I believe so, yes, ma'am.
Let me ask let me frame it a little bit better.
Okay.
Did you review any of the information that was taken from the iClouds of the suspects in this case?
Very limited.
Did you review any information from the iCloud of Mr. Sean Gaithright?
No.
None.
None.
Okay. All right, let's talk about what occurred after the murder in this case. Is it your understanding, based on information that you've received, that after this murder, that Mr. Isaiah Chance and Mr. Rashad Murphy made posts on social media sort of celebrating this murder?
Yes.
And specifically made posts of, not a football girl, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick,
Yes.
right? As a sort of celebration to successfully having committed this murder? Is that your understanding?
My understanding, yes. Brady and Belichick are, in the football world, are considered the GOATs, which would be like the greatest of all time.
Right. And that's not something that's uncommon. That's done often, right?
What's that?
Celebratory posts, if you will,
Correct.
on social media.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Right.
That's not uncommon.
Okay, and that's outside of the music, right? This is just like an Instagram story or some sort of post on social media.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay. And this will be done specifically by the ops?
Yeah, most times, or just somebody who didn't like them. And that might not necessarily be their op, or it's just somebody who is what would be considered trolling that
Okay.
group or that person.
All right. And in your investigation of this case, have you seen any posts? Do you have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews ever posted anything celebrating the death of Julio Foolio?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right. And not as a potential op or someone trolling or in any way. You've never seen any posts that suggest that she celebrated this death after it occurred?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Now, at some point, you actually have contact with Ms. Andrews. You speak with her in an interrogation or an interview, right?
Yes.
All right. And during that interview, when you spoke with her, you asked her about her tattoos, right?
Yes.
You asked her about whether she had any tattoos related to Isaiah Chance or Gutta Man.
Yes.
And she actually opened her blouse to get ready to show you those tattoos, right?
Yes.
And you had to stop her because you didn't know what she was showing you.
Correct.
So she wasn't hiding her tattoos from you.
No, she showed them when asked.
Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about, it's going to sound a little vague, but subliminal language in general in relation to gangs.
Okay.
Is that something that you see kind of often, that they will use language maybe to try to avoid people knowing what they're talking about?
No, I wouldn't say it's too often, but they do use it.
Now I want to ask a very specific question. Subliminal language in, for example, jail calls,
Okay.
right? Is that something you see common or often?
Yes, ma'am. They try to get their point across without law enforcement understanding.
Right. And the goal of that is so you don't know what they're saying,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So they're not being explicit. They're not telling you their plans or anything like that, right?
No, ma'am.
They will be using code words or symbols of some sort to...
Yeah, with whatever they have created that both people on each side of the lines understand.
Right. And when you are listening to a jail call, it's going to be on recording, right? Like it's like a jump drive or a CD that you might have.
For us in Duval County, we have access to the system, so we listen to them once they are recorded. They are uploaded to like a website under the name.
Got it. Okay, and the bigger point is, with your access to these calls, you have the ability to go back, record, rewind, replay to decipher what is being said, right?
Correct.
So you're not in a situation where it's being said once in passing and you don't have the opportunity to hear it again.
Yeah,
That's
we're
not your situation.
Yeah, no, that's not our situation.
Okay. All right. Would you agree with me that there are a lot of unsolved?
Yes, I would say that's a fact.
All right. And the cases that are solved, you sort of track those as a part of your investigation.
Yes.
Like you keep up with who's been, convicted or who's going to trial, who's off the street, who was let back out on the street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're aware of someone by the name of Queso. You mentioned it before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Queso, as far as you know, is a member of ATK.
He is.
Right. And you listened to many of Young and Ace's songs that mention Queso.
Yes.
You're familiar with the lyric in one of Young and Ace's songs where he says that he dropped $50K on Queso's lawyers?
I don't know the exact song that you're speaking of.
But you're aware that Young and Ace or ATK has paid for Queso's attorneys?
Allegedly. I don't know if that's the truth or not.
Okay. You're not aware, allegedly or in fact, that Young and Ace or anyone associated with ATK paid myself or anyone sitting at that defense table?
Objection, Your Honor, improper calls for speculation.
You can answer.
That would be between you and y'all and Young and Ace. I have no idea.
I'm asking you if you know.
I have no idea.
Okay. You don't know.
No, ma'am.
All right. All right, so we talked a lot about the way that the gangs are disrespectful to each other in music and back and forth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But there are also some instances where the members of the gangs will communicate in a almost not threatening way on social media.
I've seen that. Yes, ma'am.
For example, on Twitter Spaces,
Yes, ma'am.
which is a new thing where you can kind of like, it's just a room where people
like
can
a
talk.
chat room.
Right, like a chat room. So you've seen that before, correct?
Yes.
And specifically, you've seen it between members of ATK or 1200 and SixBlock,
I have.
all right? One second, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, outside of the allegations in this case, you've never investigated Alicia Andrews in connection with any crime connected to ATK.
No, ma'am.
You've never investigated her in connection to any crime connected to 1200.
No, ma'am.
You've never investigated her in any crime.
Your Honor, improper goal string.
Overruled. What's your next question?
Well, I guess two other gangs that I was going to list, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
In connection to SixBlock,
No, ma'am.
in connection to, I guess what would be considered Out East,
No, ma'am.
and in connection to any other gang in Jacksonville,
No, ma'am.
right? Outside of the accusations in this case, her name has never come up as a person of interest in relation to any of these gangs or the crimes that are connected to these gangs. I notice you keep looking at the state when I ask you questions.
Other than,
Improper comments.
Yeah, so you can answer the question.
other than this one, no. Other than this crime, no, I haven't.
Okay. You're not aware of any close or intimate relation or connection that Alicia Andrews has to anyone that was murdered in this gang war?
Murdered? No, ma'am.
Okay. You don't have any evidence that Alicia Andrews had any personal or close connection to any of the people that are mentioned in these music videos that we have watched?
Not the ones we've watched, no.
Any ones that we haven't watched?
Yeah, I would say there's a wide variety of them out there. I would say she has connections to ones we haven't watched.
And let me be specific. I don't mean her boyfriend, Isaiah Chance. So I'm asking if you're aware of any sort of personal, intimate relationship that Alicia Andrews has to any person that has been murdered and mention of any of these videos?
No, ma'am, not
Okay.
murdered.
All right. Other than the fact that she was dating Isaiah Chance, strike that question. You don't have any evidence that Mr. Chance has ever given her any sort of information that's not just public knowledge about this gang war?
Objection calls for speculation.
If you know
I-
what the defendant has ever told Isaiah Chance, go ahead and answer if you know.
I do not know.
In your work on these cases, throughout Jacksonville, these gang cases, you've never discovered any motive for Alicia Andrews to want Julio Foolio to die,
No, ma'am.
right? And other than Alicia Andrews being the girlfriend of Isaiah Chance, you don't have any evidence to suggest that she's somehow connected to gang activity at all.
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Detective Neer, have you made arrests for homicide? I'm sorry, excuse me. Have you made arrests for homicide or conspiracy to commit murder in Jacksonville in your time in the gang unit or before that from individuals that were related to these gangs that were not paid for defenses by Young and Ace?
Me personally, I've not been the affiant or like the author of any of homicide reports, but I've been involved in them, yes.
And have you had any cases where there was some paid-for defense team by Young and Ace that you can establish proof of?
I'm not aware of who pays for defense attorneys.
Is that, whoever's going to pay for an ultimate defense attorney, does that even have any part of your consideration regarding your investigation?
No, ma'am.
You were asked in relation to whether Miss Andrews has a close personal connection or relationship with anyone from these videos that had been murdered. How about people from these videos that have not been murdered and are still alive?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review the cell phone extractions or the data that's been collected from Miss Andrews' device?
Not the thing entirely, but I viewed some of it.
So some of the extraction pages or packets of information.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of the chats that were extracted from her device.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on the extractions from her device, is it apparent that she has knowledge of who Robert Howard is?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Robert Howard Kenny Capps?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Mr. Howard present at the scene of the homicide of Charles Jones in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Robert Howard convicted for the homicide of the co-defendant's brother, Rashad Murphy, convicted for his homicide, Spaz?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
When did that homicide occur? What year?
I'm not sure the exact year, but I know the facts of that case.
How did Spaz die?
He was at a Raines High School football game where he was shot and killed by Robert Howard and Adrian Gaynor, which is Bibby. Robert Howard ultimately served 5 years for it and was on probation at the time of this incident.
Based on your review of the cell phone extractions from Ms. Andrews' device, or at least a portion of those, are you able to also make a connection that Bibby is mentioned in that device?
Yes, ma'am.
How about ATK Keese? That's a member of a gang that's different from 1200. Was ATK Keese referenced in that device?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection to vague as to being just referenced in that device.
Whose device?
Was there evidence in Ms. Andrews' phone of her communications with ATK Keese and direct messaging in the Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there screenshots of those communications between this defendant and ATK Keese in that device?
Yes, ma'am.
How about screenshots of messages from that extraction between this defendant and SixBlock member Kay Shorty?
Yes, there was.
And is that the same Kay Shorty that you previously described had some kind of falling out or split off from SixBlock and is now We All We Got, YAWG?
WAWG. That is the same case, Shorty. His name
I'm going
was
to object
Therese.
again to this line of questioning and actually ask it to go sidebar.
No, the door was
And I
open.
would ask
No.
that I be allowed to make my arguments in front of the jury, Your Honor, rather than insist on the sidebar, based on this testimony.
No, I've ruled. No, the door's been opened.
It's not related to the door being open, Your Honor, that's why I'm asking for a sidebar.
I just am ruling the door's been opened, okay? No, you may proceed.
You indicated that your involvement in this particular case was attempting to share information about the gangs from Jacksonville to the Tampa officers. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have communications directly with Detective Ramos?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Was there another member of your unit that was actually providing or acting as the lead for the Jacksonville portion of assisting Tampa Police Department in this case?
That would have been Detective Drabeck.
So in your role, did you provide Detective Drabeck some assistance with providing whatever information you could from Jacksonville to Tampa?
Yes, ma'am.
You indicated that the homicide at the Rains High School was of Spaz. Do you know the real name of Spaz?
Joe Rod Adams.
And the relationship to Spaz and the co-defendants in this case, Rashad Murphy specifically, what is that relationship?
It's either his brother or cousin, I'm not sure.
Overruled. What was the answer?
It's either brother, it's a close family, it's either brother or cousin, I don't know for sure.
Is that the same for Davion Murphy?
Yes.
Would the lead detective who investigates 1200, Craig Griffin, have a better idea of the relationship between the two?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, you are providing information as you can as to what posts you believe were relevant from social media, and again, the information is history, as far as history is concerned from these Jacksonville gangs, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You were asked about whether you had the opportunity to speak with Alicia Andrews in Jacksonville, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that occur after her initial interview with law enforcement as it relates to her relationship to this homicide with Detective Ramos?
I'm not sure when Detective Ramos spoke to her. I can just recall myself and Detective Drabeck speaking with her.
And do you have an independent recollection of the interview that you had with her?
I wouldn't be able to tell you everything that happened in there.
Was it a formal interview?
I don't believe so. I'm sorry, about like formal, like I believe we Mirandized her and read her rights and spoke with her as she was under arrest or like being lawfully detained.
You were asked whether Alicia Andrews has any relationship to the attempted murder case that happened in 2023 of Charles Jones.
Yes, ma'am, I was asked.
You specifically were asked whether she had relationship to anyone who had been linked to that offense.
Objection,
Yes.
Your Honor, mischaracterization of the testimony and of the questions asked by the defense.
Overruled. Go ahead.
You did you have an opportunity to review that investigation, and ultimately you responded to that scene?
I did, yes.
Did you develop potential suspects for that offense?
We did, based on the evidence that was recovered and tested.
And were there ballistics evidence recovered in this case that linked back to the individuals that you suspected had committed that offense?
There was, on the scene there, we recovered spent shell casings. Those shell casings were sent off to a lab and were tested through our NIBIN technology.
Objection, hearsay.
I'm going to sustain the objection at this point. I don't think the results of the testing have come in, correct?
They've not come into evidence, but they were already mentioned by the defense in opening statement, Your Honor.
Well, I understand that, but the results of the testing has not come in yet.
Yes, Your Honor. Just speaking about your investigation and the links of those persons. I understand it's an unusual question to ask you about who you suspected may have committed those offenses, but based on the questions you were asked by the defense, did you develop a suspect in the attempted murder of Charles Jones from October 2023?
Yes.
Objection.
And
Overruled. Go ahead.
do those persons have a specific relationship to this defendant, Alicia Andrews?
Yes.
Are they her co-defendants?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would ask for recalls based on not being allowed to argue on my objections and what I need to get out before this witness.
Denied. Okay. May this witness be excused, subject to recall?
Subject to recall.
Okay, very good. Thank you.